come to you live on EA Sports. I'm Ed Cohen. Great to be joined by the former Chicago Bull, getting in his pregame mindset. It's Jay Williams.
Ed, guys are on the court stretching, staring down their opponent. Nothing better than mentally and psychologically getting ready for battle.
The work has been done. They're ready to go, and so are we. The Los Angeles Clippers control the tip. To Marcus Morris.
So, Ed, my man P. Bev the other day made some comments on social media. I want to get your reaction. He said, I'll tell you right now, we are the best team in LA. How do you feel about that?
Jay, since the Clippers moved from San Diego, I don't know if that's been the case once. Maybe going back a few years, but LeBron James is in LA now. I don't know if Patrick Beverley's right on that one. Murray's shot won't fall.
I'm not sure that the contest on the shot contributed to the miss, but what it might have done is seep into the confidence of the shooter that the next time he might decide to try to drive to the rim instead of settling for a jumper.
Paul George to Marcus Morris. They've slowed down the pace. Now 3 on the shot clock. George misfires. It's no good. Jokic matched up with Paul George. Wide open look, won't go.
Ooh, I can't believe he didn't get that one to fall. But at the end of the day, he got an open look, and that bodes well for this team.
Marcus Morris, strong finish.
We call that get your money and put it in the bank.
It's Denver's ball. Shot clock winding down. Deep 2 there, won't go. Beverley into the front court. 2-point advantage. Leonard to Marcus Morris. Not that time. To Millsap. Jokic to Millsap. 4-3. Yeah, Paul Millsap. He's an all-star. You give him that space, he's going to take advantage.
Great shot by the offense. But the defense, you can't afford to collapse off that penetration. I'd rather a team take a tough 2 than a wide-open 3.
Murray into the front court. Leads 1. Knocked loose. And that's going to be out of bounds off of George. It remains Nuggets basketball. To Jokic. Lets it fly from beyond the arc. And Nikola Jokic. He drains it on a nice setup.
I hope everyone here knows the golden rule. Guys, remember, sharing is caring.
Paul George. 4-2. Not that time. Murray into the front court. They lead it. 4-point game. To Jokic. Oh, Nikola Jokic. 2 for 3 now here in the first.
You normally don't see that, but that's the type of thing that keeps shooters in the league for a long time. Every once in a while, they venture into the paint.
Beverley down low for Leonard. To Marcus Morris. Tough shot and nearly a chance at a 3-point play. No foul.
NBA Season 8 2020 games and highlights coming up next.
Because either they're posterizing you or that attempt can still be a poster.
Finishing inside the paint on that one.
Attack mode isn't a switch that you can just turn on and off. He needs to do more of that. We need to see him penetrate, get into that lane, and create.
George, they'll get it down to Leonard. Nice pace, sets it up, and slams it down.
See, Ed, that's what I love. You don't need to conserve your energy. You attack that rim with ferocity. You always set the tone.
Down low, Jokic. To Millsap. Oh, Nikola Jokic. Looking good. 4 for 5.
Old school equals high percentage.
Leonard goes to the right side. To Leonard. Able to convert inside.
Woo, did you see that? Eyes to the rim, and the rest was all net.
Nuggets have the possession. Knocked loose. Clippers have it. Beverly.
Game 2 Philadelphia 76ers 125 Boston Celtics 117 final.
Yeah, they have a plethora of guards, and if I'm this team and if I'm Doc Rivers, I'm thinking about how do I throw as many guards at you as possible, because Doc wants to get another guard in there to apply the same pressure. They should be the new modern-day Detroit Pistons for the style they play defensively.
Now the Nuggets signaling for timeout as they'll make sure they're aligned here in a 2-point basketball game.
Game 2 Brooklyn Nets 105 Boston Celtics 8-3 final.
Mixing things up. Hockey line substitutions. Both teams making changes. Martin to Jokic. Serge Ibaka sends it away.
Just incredible timing on that swap.
Beverly into the front court. It's 12-10. To Leonard. Oh, highlight moves. Tough to do with the defender all over you. Kawhi Leonard. That's now 4. He hasn't missed.
They're going to have to find answers defensively and quickly, because he's carving them up in the first quarter.
Jokic. That's usually one that he'll knock down. Clippers have the basketball to Marcus Morris. Off the assist.
That's lunch pail business right there. Don't worry about the no call. Keep powering through.
To Millsap. Porter.
Game 2 San Francisco Warriors 110 Milwaukee Bucks 8-3 final.
Has a look. Shot by Jokic. Off the iron. No good.
And that's how you close out on a shooter with a sense of urgency. The shooter was more worried about his landing space than he was the shot.
Oh, highlight moves. Tough to pull off with the defender all over you. Porter to Jokic. They'll work it down to Millsap. Oh, Millsap. 2 for 2. That's what you want.
Tie ball game so far. Neither one of these teams really able to pull ahead. Might be time to put the bench players in the game, and let's see who could differentiate themselves.
Leonard knocks it down off the step back.
When the ball's in his hands, we all knew what was going to happen.
Nuggets have the possession. Jokic to Porter. shot from the lane.
Game
Won't
2
go.
New Orleans Pelicans 8-9 Miami Heat 8-5
Jay, the
final.
Clippers last year were 2 games better than 500. Pretty amazing when you think about what they dealt with.
Most definitely, but everything for this Clipper organization starts with Lou Williams. He is the stud for this team. It's the second time in his career he's been named 6th Man of the Year, and that's why they signed the 31-year-old to a 3-year, $24 million deal.
Barton into the front court. Down 4. To Jokic. Stuffs it down with authority. Jay, this is getting scary fast.
If you're the defense, you have to deny him the ball. Maybe throw a box and one. Maybe throw a zone. Maybe even throw the kitchen sink because he's putting on a show in the first quarter.
Some lineup changes now for both clubs.
Subbing in for Los Angeles, number 50.
Beverly to Leonard. To Beverly. Leonard. Tough shot. Well defended.
Just because you're an elite shooter doesn't mean you need to shoot the ball every possession. Maybe give a head fake, crack into the
Game 2
defender.
Dallas
get to the
Mavericks
free throw line,
101
see
Los
the ball
Angeles
go in the hole.
Lakers 105 final.
Thomas. Jokic. Marcus Morris the rebound. Beverly into the front court. Leads a bucket. To Leonard. Trying to cash in and scores on the step back.
I don't know what halftime evaluation will be worse, the ankles or the bruised ego.
Thomas into the front court. He'll run the offense. Screen coming. The screen sets him up for 2.
The pro game has really come down to PNRs. Let's see how the defense adjusts.
Beverly into the front court. Lead is 2. To Marcus Morris. Williams. Kawhi Leonard knocks it down from mid-range.
It looks like he's using his ball handling to feel the game out. I know it looks like he's just playing around out there trying to get the fans going. That is true, but he's also finding his rhythm.
Barton to Jokic. A drive, but he can't get it to go. Nikola Jokic. He's at 50%. Solid.
He's been doing this for years, the physicality in which he plays. No one wants to see that. You're going to leave the game with black and blue marks all over your body.
JaMychal Green sends it away.
That's why a rim protector is a necessity in this game.
Defense making the ball carrier work. Yes, and the foul. And a chance at 3 coming up.
So many times we get on the defender for quote-unquote letting the offensive player score on an and one. Sometimes there's a lucky bounce, but more often than not, it's the offensive player who makes the play happen despite the defender's best intentions.
Trey Lyles at the line for a chance at a 3-point play. A career 70% free throw shooter. Free throw up and good. And the 3-point play puts them up early in this one. To Leonard. Kawhi Leonard. He's unconscious. 75%.
Because in certain players' mind, it doesn't matter if they're amongst the trees or not. They're always going to be the giant in the paint.
To Will Barton. That's no good. Beverly into the front court. His team up by 1. Leonard. And strokes it.
You see, you can't actually get mesmerized by the ball. You actually have to focus on the dribbler's belly button. I know that may sound cheesy, but trust me, he can't go anywhere without his core.
Thomas. To Will Barton. Lets it fly from long range. His first effort off the mark. Missed it. Almost a foul. They let it go.
Seems like a lot of contact on that play. If I were that player, I would pull the ref over to the side, talk to him, express to him how much contact there was so he could look for that same foul call potentially the next time down the court.
We are through one quarter on Christmas night. Jay and I are back after this. It's a special presentation of the NBA on EA Sports. One quarter down. Long way to go. So, buckle up. It's wide open.
And we're exceeding the speed limit. These guys are playing fast. And the thing I love about it the most, there's entertainment in this game. Guys are looking away after they shoot the ball. Guys are clapping. Guys are energetic. This is why you love this sport.
Here comes the screen. To Will Barton. Down to 5 on the 24. Jamal Murray. Smothering D.
Great contest by the D, but I want to see the coaching staff call the same exact play the next possession. Get that offensive player the ball. Let him prove that it wasn't the D. It was more in his own head.
Denver's got it. To Will Barton. Sizing up the defense. Denver with 4 to shoot. Just off the mark.
That's how you do it. You keep riding him to the basket, and if the refs aren't calling it, keep being physical. Keep knocking him off balance.
Beverly to Leonard. Tough-looking shot there. Still gets it to go down.
Well, they have such great flow to their offense this evening. The ball isn't sticking to one player individually. It's moving around the perimeter, and it's zipping. They're playing with a special cohesiveness.
Ah, you've got to get that one to go. Leonard to Luke Kennard. The drive right to the basket. Leonard to Beverly. And a throwdown. He was ready right at the tip.
What a first half he's having. He came out of the gate, attacked, found ways to get to the rim. Now look how easy the game is coming to him.
To Will Barton. And Patterson grabs the rebound. Leonard to Beverly. Down low for Leonard. Old school. Backs his man down for the basket.
Hand down, man down. You got to get up and contest the shot.
Denver ball right now. Kennard to Leonard. Good defense. He had nowhere to go. The result, jump ball. Time to adjust. Both coaches making changes on the floor. Let the debate begin, Jay. Michael Porter Jr., steal of the draft for Denver.
Last year, we were talking about this kid easily, by a wide margin, going with the first pick in the draft. This is a gem for the Denver Nuggets.
Nothing going here on that drive. Thomas. Deep two there. Won't go.
It's easy. Force guys into low percentage shots. That's the reason why we're big into stats. It was all provided to you before the game in the scouting report.
Leonard. Nice pass to get things going.
Bodies bouncing all around on that layup with the offense winning that battle. But if the defense keeps up that kind of pressure, good things are bound to happen.
To Porter. Tough move in close quarters with the crossover from long range. That'll humble the rookie. Porter Jr. off the mark. Leonard to Beverly. Knocked loose. Oh, they call him for the foul.
That's just a blatant foul. Maybe he's trying to make a statement.
Both teams tweaking their lineups. Here come some changes. Paul George to Ibaka. Patrick Beverly. He is shooting well. He's made 2/3 of his shots.
I've seen him float so much on the perimeter, I forgot he even had that kind of physical presence. Good to see him beating up on people down low again.
Thomas. And the rebound taken in by George. To Leonard. From the painted area, won't go down. Ibaka. Serge Ibaka. He's finally on the board. Makes his first shot.
Every NBA player has a superpower. His, obviously, is that depth perception, because that trajectory leads the ball to the net every time.
The pass taken away by the Clippers.
That's called game plan execution to perfection. Every possession on the road is critical.
Serge Ibaka slams it down.
You know, from a point guard perspective, one of the things that I learned when I played in the league was that the more I was willing to give the ball up, the harder other players were willing to run to their spots. The harder the bigs were running to the rim. The harder the three-point shooters were running to the three-point line, because they knew they could be active recipients. And when they caught the ball, they knew exactly what to do with it.
Beverly to Leonard. Active fans to stay with it. We'll get a jump. Time for some new personnel into the game. J46 wins, not good enough for Denver.
They could have been a playoff team if Paul Millsap didn't miss a huge chunk of the season. But I will say this about the Nuggets. They have the most underrated backcourt in the NBA when you think about Gary Harris and Jamal Murray. Both guards that can do it off the dribble and are both great leaders.
Murray with the basketball. Down a bundle. Nothing going here on that drive. To Millsap. Paul Millsap. That's 3 now on 4 shots.
And if you don't contest, he's knocking that down with ease.
It's LA Clippers ball. Beverly to Leonard. Free throws coming up.
Great job, Ed, by the shooter to create contact after the jump. That's how you get to the free throw line.
Serge Ibaka has got 2 shots coming. For his career, 76% from the line. Off the mark on the first free throw. Missed the second. 0 for 2. To Jokic. With the fadeaway. Burns him for the basket.
You see, the savvy players, they can create contact. They can throw their arms into you, even their bodies into you, and as soon as the refs blow the whistle once or twice and you become hesitant defensively, they got you right where they want you.
They get it to George. Down low. Strong finish for Paul George. That has to feel deflating for the other side.
They really came out and made a statement so far in this first half. Another powerful dunk, but another easy dunk. When are we going to see some defense?
Here comes the screen. Nikola Jokic against George. Gets a shot up off the mark. LA Clippers with the basketball. Williams to Leonard. Fires the 3. Textbook defense.
Shooters shoot, period. I don't want to hear any excuses. That's why you're on the floor. You keep doing what you're doing with that superior confidence.
Paul George. He's 3 of 5. 60% shooting from the field. Jay, when you break down Paul George, where is he at his best?
He needs to be engaged. He needs to have the ball in his hands. He needs to be needed. And that's the biggest thing for Paul George. When he's the guy offensively and he makes those clutch shots, it re-engages him defensively. And that drives him to be the best version of Paul George there is.
To Paul George. Tight space with the crossover. George not going down for him this time. To Jokic. Shot from the lane won't go. Grabs his own miss and scores. Good concentration.
That's a strong finish. Regardless of contact, finishing strong is key.
George to Leonard. Great defense there, forcing the pickup. To Leonard. Add 2 points to the board.
This type of game needs to be celebrated. This is the type of culture that is fostered when you play with unselfish players. When you give up a little bit of yourself and you make your teammate look great, that's the difference between winning and losing. So when you see these guys smiling, when you see them giving each other high fives, that's because of the energy that was created from the pass. Pass is one of the most brilliant things we have in this game.
It's the Clippers with the possession now. Paul George to Ibaka. The monster stuff. This is becoming a runaway.
They're getting to the rim at will, probably because we're watching Matador defense. You probably want to get in the way of your defender if they keep trying to attack the rim.
Porter. And he's fouled. Very close, Jay. Free throws coming up.
Smart play to rip through the extended arm of the defender. That will get you to the free throw line every time.
Knocks down the first. And gets both to drop at the line. Nothing going here on that drive. got a piece of it.
Jumping out the gym right now, Ed.
Great anticipation. Beverly to Marcus Morris. For three, another chance. Nikola Jokic tips it.
Just incredible timing on that swat.
LA with 4 to shoot. George. That's good D. Shot no good.
Just because you're an elite shooter doesn't mean you need to shoot the ball every possession. Maybe give a head fake, crack into the defender, get to the free throw line, see the ball go in the hole.
Yes, tough shot. It's got to go up to go in.
No doubt about where that one was headed.
Clippers have the basketball. George to Williams. Takes stock of the floor. Let's see what's there. Nothing going here on that drive. Paul George, now 4 for 9.
Ooh, cool, calm, and collective. The 3 C's. His handles are effortless.
To Millsap. Has a chance and hits off a killer step back.
Did you see the way that dribble freed him up? It created so much space. I did, but the defender didn't.
And the slam.
It's easy to become mesmerized when you watch a player who can create off the dribble. We call that dancing. When you allow a player to dance with that much space, that's Prob City.
And scores on the step back. Deep 3 at the buzzer. A very one-sided first half of basketball as we are at halftime. Let's get you to Orlando where we say hello to Jalen Rose in our EA Sports Halftime Report. Jalen.
Thanks, Ed. Let's get right into the action here. The Clippers entered halftime with a solid lead. They decided to make a statement in the opening half, and they did it by throwing down dunk after dunk after dunk. I think the rim is still shaking. Have a look at the leading scorers for the Los Angeles Clippers. The Nuggets were unable to find an offensive flow in the opening half. Of course, they still have 2 quarters to turn things around, but it won't happen without making some adjustments. These are the guys getting buckets for the Denver Nuggets.
Game track. Assists.
The Los Angeles Clippers are showing us great team basketball here today. A combination of great ball movement and unselfish play is generating positive results. Kawhi Leonard is the assist leader among his teammates.
Player of the half.
Kawhi Leonard really showed off his court vision in the first half. When he's able to get the ball moving like that, his team can be tough to stop. Here we go with the top plays from the first half.
Number 2. Number 1.
Thanks for joining us for the halftime report. The second half is about to get started.
It's LA Clippers ball. Paul George to Ibaka. Stuffs it down with authority.
I see the easy dunk, but what I don't see is energy. Scream, do something. Get yourself emotionally involved in the game.
Murray with it. His guys down big. Jumper's good.
The one thing we know for certain in this league, it doesn't matter how big the margin is, you can always put together a run and get back in this one.
George to Leonard. Goes to the right side. Beverly buries it on the catch and shoot.
Ooh, that confidence level is so superior. Whenever you start jogging back on defense before the ball even goes through the net, that speaks for itself.
Nikola Jokic, he's never made the playoffs, but upon further review, he is a special center.
Got that 5-year extension for $146 million, and I'm willing to say this, he will be one of the future centers in the game.
Rises for the slam.
And last year, it seemed like PG really had a difficult time finding that next level elite PG. No doubt about it, this year, he needs to be playoff P all day, every day.
Jokic. Shot clock to 4 for the Nuggets. They go to Jokic, down low. Serge Ibaka pins it. Jamal Murray knocks it down. That was a tough shot.
This game comes down to micro adjustments. Either mismatches, ball screens, slipping action on those ball screens, quick fades to threes. It just seems like you're actually finding your rhythm offensively.
Harris, tough matchup against George. And that one out of bounds off a Nugget. Leonard to Marcus Morris. Going to launch beyond the arc. Contested shot. Marcus Morris can't hit. To Millsap. Porter. To Millsap. Oh, Millsap looking good. 4 for 5.
Ooh, shows like this separate the good players from the great ones. The good players, they have good first halves, and then they fade to black in the second. The great players, they just sustain that kind of dynamic energy throughout the entire ball game.
To Leonard. Pass there, taken away by Denver.
You know, Ed, sometimes you're just more ready to play than your opponent. The intensity and the effort, it's off the charts.
Jamal Murray against Paul George. Porter to Millsap. Deep two there, won't go. Beverly into the front court. His team on top by 13. He shoots, off the mark. To Millsap. Clippers have got it. Nice pass to set things up. George, it's good.
Ed, let me tell you how this one goes. It ain't no fun if the homies can't have some. Everyone's getting a piece of the rock tonight.
Murray into the front court. Looking to make something happen. Has a look. Knocks it down. Off the step back.
Clearly not afraid of the spotlight here because that was not an easy look.
To George. Nikola Jokic able to recover with the block. Nuggets with the basketball. Serge Ibaka swats it. Serge Ibaka with the block.
Oh, he blocked that with authority.
Nothing going here on that drive. Paul George to Leonard. The Clippers with 4 to shoot. Leonard. Rebound taken in by the Nuggets. A shot no good by Harris. Beverly into the front court. They lead it by 14. And that one out of bounds off a Nugget. LA with 4 to shoot. George lets it fly, and it's rebounded by the Nuggets. He was all over him. Missed the shot. No free throws.
And one of the most underrated things in this game is quick lateral speed. Good job by utilizing that speed and taking away the lane.
To Paul George. Nothing going here on that drive. George. Nice pace, sets it up, and slams it down.
Man, they are just continuing to pour it on. But the one thing we know about in this league, you have to make sure that you continue to play with energy because leads can evaporate quickly.
Millsap to Jokic. Serge Ibaka snatching it out of the air.
Just erasing mistakes left and right.
Whistled for the foul. Chance coming up at the free throw line.
Just because a team's winning doesn't mean the refs are going to put away the whistle. Play right all the way through.
First free throw is good. Two for two on that trip. LA Clippers with the basketball. Nothing going here on that drive. Finishing inside the paint on that one.
Hey, one of the things I hear all the great teams say in the huddle, they say 1, 2, 3, no mercy. Now it's time for you to go even harder on the defensive end.
Reset here. Let's see what they do. Count the bucket for 2.
Oh, man, you're not supposed to be able to do that with that size, but in today's game, dexterity and mobility are off the charts for bigs.
Paul George to Leonard. Fires the 3. Message received. Well defended.
Shooters shoot. Period. I don't want to hear any excuses. That's why you're on the floor. You keep doing what you're doing with that superior confidence.
Oh, highlight moves. Tough to do with the defender all over you. Count the basket.
So deadly. Now look, part of that is God-given talent. But the other part is that ball speed combined with that handle. Oh, that's off the charts. But he always finds a way to slow himself down right before he goes into that shot.
Millsap. The shot by Murray, no good. It's the Clippers with the possession now. Beverly to George. Trying to cash in. George with a shot, no good. Murray into the front court. Down a bundle. Nothing going here on that drive. To Jokic. It was right there. Leonard to Paul George. Add 2 points to the board.
This type of game needs to be celebrated. This is the type of culture that is fostered when you play with unselfish players. When you give up a little bit of yourself and you make your teammate look great, that's the difference between winning and losing. So when you see these guys smiling, when you see them giving each other high fives, that's because of the energy that was created from the pass. Pass is one of the most brilliant things we have in this game.
Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a three-point play.
That was such a great job by the offensive player. Knowing that you're probably going to take some lumps here and there, but still remaining aggressive throughout the shot and getting a crack at the extra point.
Changes coming from both sides right now. Patrick Patterson trying to cash in on a three-point play. Shoots it at 75% for his career. Free throw good to cap off the three-point play as they continue to open things up here in the third quarter. It's Denver's ball. Jamal Murray matched up with Paul George. Screen coming. Probing the defense. Murray's shot won't fall.
The contest was good, but you being a nuisance was great. Continue to be that gnat that no matter how many times you swing at it, it never goes away.
Curling inside. Rebounded by Murray. To Millsap. Can't connect. Beverly into the front court. His guys hold a commanding lead. Driving right to the basket. Williams to George. Nothing going here on that drive. 24-second violation. Both coaches hitting the reset button. Fresh legs coming onto the floor. Thomas. Short jumper won't fall. Couldn't keep it in. Out off Paul George. Barton. Patrick Patterson. Huge block.
Don't stare him down like that afterwards.
Beyond the arc for three. Heat check needed. When Will Barton gets going, look out.
Even though the coach initially may not like that shot, now he's clapping because that ball went in.
Won't go down. Defender's lucky he wasn't called. Thomas with the basketball. Counting down toward a minute to play in this third quarter. Martin against George. Cleans it up. Paul George with a piece. Beverly into the front court. His guys holding the big lead. George to Beverly. To Batum. Paul George. Shot clock violation. Coach has seen enough. He wants some changes. New personnel onto the floor. Able to convert inside.
There you go, finally. Shoot your shot.
Deep three at the buzzer. Third quarter comes to an end. It's been all Clippers so far. It's the Nuggets with the basketball to start the fourth quarter. And not a whole lot you could do in this situation other than give it your best shot.
And players don't like to hear this, Ed, but the reality of the matter is this is a character-building opportunity. Yes, you may lose this game, but that does not mean that you do not fight each and every possession.
Denver with 4 to shoot. Has a chance. The shot by Murray, no good. Williams across the timeline. He'll run the offense. Yes, and the foul. And a chance at 3 coming up.
Ed, you ever bail out of something at the last second? That's what I saw right there from the defender. We call that no man's land. They weren't really committed to getting out of the way, committing a hard foul, or taking the brunt of the contact.
Lou Williams at the line for a chance at a three-point play. A career 83% free throw shooter. And he misses that one free throw. Knocked loose. Clippers have it.
Don't play scared now. Let's push the ball. Let's get this lead up.
Cleans it up. Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a three-point play.
People become so fixated on the hands or the arms or the strengths of the arms. I look at the legs. The strength of his legs help him power through that play. That's how you get and ones.
Nick Batum trying to cash in on a three-point play. A career 83% free throw shooter. Oh, he can't connect. Nuggets have the possession.
Double, 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 double.
Shot clock to 4 for the Nuggets. Here's a chance from long range. That no good. Off the mark. Williams to Nick Batum. Williams to Batum. Had a good look there, but it's no good. Murray with the basketball. His guys down big. Down low, Plumlee. Cleared by Ibaka.
And you knew this game had a chance to get out of hand pretty quickly because of the communication. When these guys stepped on the court, Ed, they were yapping back and forth to each other. And that kind of communication, that kind of collective responsibility to one another, you feel that on the court. That's why this team is special.
And the rebound belongs to Denver. It's good. That's the kind of guy you allow to beat you. It doesn't go their way.
Okay, that's all right. You take your lumps and you move on. You did exactly what the game plan was defensively to guard a player like that.
Murray with it. Looking to make something happen. Serge Ibaka rejects it.
Sent a message on that one, Ed.
Denver with 4 to shoot. Gets a look. Can't hit. Williams to Nick Batum. Down the lane, but the shot won't fall. Knocked loose. And that'll get out of bounds. Last touch by the Clippers. So it stays Denver basketball. New blood coming in for both sides.
Stepping in for the Los Angeles Clippers, number 24, Marcus Morris.
Thomas to Will Barton. 4-3. Cleared by Ibaka. Williams to Marcus Morris. Batum to Ibaka. Serge Ibaka. He's now 5 for 6.
You know, it reminds me out of a story a legendary coach once told me. He said, if you ever get in a fight, you're not going to hit somebody with an open hand, correct? You'll probably break a finger. But if you hit somebody with a fist, what is that? That's 5 fingers working collectively together as one. That's how you deliver a knockout punch, and that's what we're seeing tonight.
Clippers have the basketball. Williams to Batum. Can't connect from in close.
That's how you do it. You keep riding him to the basket, and if the refs aren't calling it, keep being physical. Keep knocking him off balance.
Shot clock's at 5. Down to 4. Wild shot. He missed it. Williams. Thomas. Scores from the post.
Old school equals high percentage.
It's LA Clippers ball. Williams to Ibaka. From the outside, no good.
Let's be realistic. He's probably not going to miss a lot of shots. But the more effort you can give, you want to try to tire him out. Take his legs away. Make him work to catch the ball. That's how you win a defensive battle.
Doesn't get the bounce. Kennard to Ibaka. Serge Ibaka slams it down.
Well, we got a chance to firsthand watch something be created. I think we just watched an epidemic of passing. I've never seen something like this before. It was so contagious, everybody started to do it, and it ultimately led to the other team's demise.
If that's an epidemic, sign me up. Oh, great pass, setting up the basket. Now the Clippers call a timeout as they'll talk things over here in this fourth quarter. We have both squads set to make some moves right now.
Into the game for the Clippers, number 13, Paul George.
George to Beverly. Gets to the basket and scores.
That's lunch pail business right there. Don't worry about the no call. Keep powering through.
Nuggets have the possession. Thomas to Jokic. Big finish at the rim. He's been a one-man show, but Jay, they're still down in this one.
He's their lone bright star, their only star tonight. Some other of the supporting cast members really need to step up.
Paul George to Nick Batum. Screen coming. 5 seconds to shoot. George. Shot by Ibaka. Won't go down. Thomas across the timeline. Down a bundle. Has a look. Deep two there. Won't go. Paul Millsap. He's now shooting 5 for 7.
This may sound cheesy, but sometimes you just need to sit back, get a tub of popcorn, and just enjoy the show, because that's what you're watching right now.
Paul George to Marcus Morris. The Clippers with 4 to shoot. And Millsap there to get the rebound. To Jokic. To Thomas. Down to 5 on the 24. Jokic to Will Barton. Lets it fly from beyond the arc. Good contest. Barton misses. Batum to Paul George. Can't connect. Barton. Clippers have got it. To Batum. PG lets it fly. Keep on trying. Shot's no good there.
And this is where you know you have the offense right where you want them. Every possession, all you see them doing is complaining to the ref, complaining to each other. You're making the game uncomfortable. That's the mark of a good defense.
Short jumper off the mark. Batum to George. Lets it fly from long range. Paul George can't get that one to go. Defense all over him. To Thomas. Millsap. Here comes the screen. Thomas to Will Barton from long range. Count it, and the foul. He is going to the line for a free throw.
The most important part for the offensive player is to create space. If you can create space, you can find your rhythm, and that's what we saw.
Will Barton with a chance at a 4-point play. For his career, 79% at the line. Got it. LA Clippers with the basketball. George. And throws it down.
I don't think I could do that on a 5-foot rim.
I can, because that's my only choice. Martin into the front court. 14-point deficit. Jokic. They get it down to Millsap. The pass set it all up.
Sometimes when the players find that flow, nobody else needs to touch the ball. He's in the zone by himself.
Beverly. Down low George. He gets it.
You normally don't see that, but that's the type of thing that keeps shooters in the league for a long time. Every once in a while, they venture into the paint.
To Millsap. The shot no good on the drive by Jokic.
But you can't just be a one-dimensional player. I know you're probably frustrated by me even saying that, but when you don't even give the option to pass the ball by utilizing some head fakes or ball fakes here and there, you save the defender by keeping them on their toes with the element of surprise.
Denver's got it. Porter to Will Barton. Screen coming. To Porter. Fires the three, knocks it down, and the foul. He's going to the line for a chance at a 4-point play.
Most definitely contact on that forearm during the follow-through. You have to give the offensive player a lot of credit. The concentration you need to make a shot after getting fouled, that's big time.
Three-pointer plus a free throw on that trip.
Oh, yeah, get your money, man.
It's the Clippers with the possession now. Surveys the floor. And the rebound taken down by Jokic. Kawhi Leonard sends it away. It's the Clippers who come away with the victory as they win this one handily. That does it. For my partner Jay Williams and our entire crew, I'm Ed Cohen. This has been a presentation of the NBA on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. As we say, so long, everyone.
Hey everyone, it's Jalen Rose, and it's time for the EA Sports post-game wrap-up. The Clippers won this game after a close finish. They did it with blocks, and they did it with steals. More to the point, they did it with excellent defense. They committed to the grind and got rewarded as a result. The Nuggets must be devastated after such a close loss. They shot exceptionally well from beyond the arc, but even that long-range efficiency wasn't enough for them to get the win. Check out the leading scores for the Denver Nuggets.
Game track. Field goals.
From an offensive standpoint, this was a quality game. The same can't be said for the defense, but still, it turned out to be an entertaining matchup.
Player of the game.
Kawhi Leonard read the defense perfectly, and his teammates reaped the benefits with easy baskets. Here are the top plays from the game.
Number 2. Number 1.
On behalf of ESPN on EA Sports, I'm Jalen Rose, and it's been our pleasure to present you with some NBA basketball.
Game 2 Los Angeles Clippers 8-9 Denver Nuggets 7-9 Final.